Huh. Color change soon as I want life. Interesting. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another delicious plant-based kitchen lab episode.
I love kitchen lab episode.
Yes. All right. Today's another delicious episode. All right. So we're gonna get cracking. All right. Let's go over our mise en place. All right. Our mise en place. Let me make sure all good. Let's see. Princess, what's up? Welcome, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Okay. Miss Judy, welcome back. How are you? Good to see you. We're about to get started. Yes, just share the live. We good? Alrighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are doing a version of a dirty rice. Okay? So, I got a bunch of veggies, of course, because you know this is 100% plant-based. All right. So you know we're gonna have some fun. All right. And then we're gonna do a nice little salad as well. Okay. So first things first, let's get our dirty rice cooking, and then we're gonna work on the salad because the rice has to steam and cook nice and slow, you know, and just get ready. All right. Welcome, welcome. No lettuce. What? Yes, we're gonna have some lettuce. We're gonna have some lettuce, some cabbage, some tomatoes, some onions, and lots of cucumbers. All right, but it's gonna be delicious. Okay. Alrighty. So let's do it. First things first. I have my pan on the fire. It's nice and low. We're gonna mince up some onions. We're gonna get the aromatics going, and once that's ready, we're going to create the flavor profile, right? I have coconut milk. I have tomato sauce that I made. This is house-made tomato sauce, right? This is not just regular tomato sauce. This is like a super delicious, flavor-packed tomato sauce, all right? So, and the idea behind this is when I was in India, the curry, one of the curries that they do in India is a coconut milk tomato based curry, right? But I just love that flavor profile. It's so good. So we're doing something similar to that, but of course, you know, we're gonna tweak it Chef Ed style. All right. What rice do you use? So we're using basmati. All right. We're using brown basmati rice. Okay. So we're gonna mince this up real quick. And then we're gonna get this into the pan. Should have brought out the big knives today. It's all right. Okay, so the goal for us today right now is we wanna create lots of flavor. So we're gonna caramelize our aromatics, and the aromatics meaning our onions, which I have right here. All right, I have minced garlic already, and then of course some Scotch bonnets because you know we like spicy. All right, and not spicy where it's obliterating your taste buds, just spicy where you can taste and feel the heat, right? Like feel the love, right? Feel the warmth, embrace of the chili, right? So that's why we like the chilies. And besides that, it's really good for you as well, right? Spicy, spicy. So let me get my bench scraper, all right? So this way we can go right into the pot. Beautiful. We're gonna prime that up just a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful. Garlic's going in. All that delicious garlic. Yes. Okay. Put that to the side. Let's get our spoon. Give this a little stir. So we're caramelizing our aromatics, right? We have our whole chili. Right? Gonna mince this up real quick. Smells spicy already. Right into the oil with everything else, okay? Rinse off my fingertips. All right, give this a little wipey wipe. Get rid of all that spicy juice. Okay.
Somebody asked what you're making.
All right, we are making a dirty rice tonight. All right, dirty rice. And the reason we're calling it dirty rice is because I don't know. The rice is gonna be a little darker in color, reddish, dark. But I mean, dirty rice because that's just what I like to call it, right? But the flavor profiles for this rice is gonna be tomato sauce, coconut milk, right? I'm also gonna add some liquid smoke, so we're gonna give it that really nice smoky flavor profile, as well as some vegetarian oyster sauce. So really intriguing flavor profiles, but super tasty and delicious. All right, so onions are caramelizing with the garlic and the chili, right? Nice and slow. We don't want it to burn, okay? And while that's getting ready, we're gonna cut up our protein for this situation, right? We're gonna cut up our meat substitute because this channel is 100% vegan. This is the plant-based kitchen lab. So instead of beef, chicken, or anything like that, we're gonna use this delicious piece of goodness right here that I make in-house, right? And what I just took out is a whole piece of bay leaf, right? So I make these, right? And we're able to slice them up and turn them into basically anything. Like we can treat this like bacon. We can treat it like, beef grounds, you name it. Like it's multi-purpose, right? Multi-dimensional and just delicious. Look at that. Oh, piece of chili right here. Yes, that's gonna go right into the pot. Yep. Alrighty, so let's mince this up real quick. And as that caramelizes, we're gonna add this in a little bit. All right. Cool thing about when you're doing plant-based is that there's no cross-contamination, right? So you don't have to worry about changing out your board. You know what I mean? You can literally cut everything up on the same board.
Somebody asked what is tofu?
What is tofu? Tofu is a soybean product, right? So tofu is made from soy milk that gets cooked. A solution is added to it that is sort of a salt kind of solution, and that allows the milk to curdle at a certain temperature. And then once it reaches that temperature, you add the solution to it. You just let it sit, and the soy milk starts to coagulate, and the protein starts to bind and become almost like yogurt. And depending on how much solution you add to it, it gets firmer, right? So then you pack it into like a cheesecloth, you pack it into different machinery equipment, and that's how it becomes tofu, right? I actually make tofu from scratch. So
Carla says, "Hey chef."
Who?
Carla.
Who?
Carla.
Carla. Hi, Carla. How are ya?
And then someone said, "Chef, is that Scrapple?"
Scrapple?
Yes, I don't know that.
Nope, this is my own protein substitute, right? My own plant-based protein.
And then
So right into the caramelized onions and garlic, we're adding our chopped up meat protein. Babe?
Mom.
Jim.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe like was so loud.
No worries.
So somebody about the tofu, they said so it's not vegan.
Tofu is vegan. It's 100% vegan. Tofu is definitely vegan. It is 100% vegan. Right? Because it's only made with soy milk. That's it.
Christine said, hello, chef.
Christine! What's up, my peep? How you doing?
And then someone said curl. I think soy curl.
Huh?
Soy curl.
Soy curl. Yeah, this is similar to soy curl. But soy curl is what's made from the soybean, right? That's almost what it's kind of like tofu, but slightly different. Different process. So our aromatics caramelize really nicely. All right. So now we're letting our meat substitute just kind of render a little bit sear so we can crisp up the edges with all of that delicious onions, peppers, and garlic that we had in there, right? So we're gonna let that do its thing. Next, we're going to work on, let's see, where are we? Our rice is already washed, so that's good. We're gonna crank this flame all the way up so we can kind of sear what's in the pot, get it to a nice color, and then we're gonna start seasoning it, right? The goal is to make sure that that flavor profile kind of penetrates and does its thing. Whoa, look at all of that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Carla. Thank you so much. Carla, you rock.
Aw, you rock, Carla.
43 roses. Nice.
Yeah, thank you, Carla.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's party. All right, let's party, Hardy. Okay, so we got this going, which is nice. All right, really nice and caramelizing in here. All right. And the thing is, we want to get texture on what we just added in there. So this way we can seal that flavor. So when we add the rice, the sauce, and all of that, it's going to get soft. So by creating the flavor and getting that hard sear now, you're able to really develop flavor before we add all of the other liquids in there. All right?
Carla said one chef has to look after another chef.
You know what, Carla? I appreciate that. I appreciate
Carla's
that.
a chef. Go, Carla.
Okay. We are seared up really nicely now. So what we're going to do is we are going to add our aromatics. So first one we're going to add is our dry thyme. Right? That's the first one we're going to add. So we're adding about 2 tablespoons of dry thyme.
She said she was on Food Network with Bobby Flay.
Nice. Cool. Well done, Carla. I was on Food Network with Bobby Flay too. I was on Beat Bobby Flay.
Congrats, Carla.
Yeah, congrats. That's no easy task.
No, it's not.
Getting on Food Network. So, well done,
Well
my
done,
fellow
Carla.
chef. Well done, well done. Any other messages from me, Emma, that we might have missed?
No, we didn't miss any.
Okie dokie. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm washing my bay leaves. Very important, right? Very, very important. These bay leaves are imported all the way from St. Lucia. So these are not your regular degulas. You know what I'm saying? These are fancy. No, I'm just kidding. But they are from St. Lucia. They are imported, right? So I'm going to stir this. All right. We're stirring that. Now we're going to add, I'm going to turn the fire down so we can season this baby up. So I'm going to put a couple spoons of my tomato sauce. Not a lot, right? Because we don't need all of it.
Carla asked what's better, fresh spices or dry?
Ah, Carla, great question. For me, it depends on what you're making. Because sometimes you need dry, you know, especially like yesterday, I made seasoned tofu, right? And we seared it really good for our nachos. And dry was the best case scenario because you could really season it and then sear it in there for that flavor. But, you know, fresh herbs for me are mostly I use them as finishing. So like I'll put some, like right now I have cilantro and dill that we're going to use for the salad and some of it for the rice, the cilantro for the rice. But fresh herbs for me is always to the very end of the dish that I'm making, right? So like even with the rice, I'll fold scallions in or stir fries, you know, scallions will go in right before I turn off the fire. All right, that's always the best case scenario for me in terms of fresh herbs. All right. Fresh spices, same thing. With not so much. There really is fresh versus, you know, so it's wet spices, not even wet. Herbs versus dry spices. So that for me is the difference. All right. So we have the tomato sauce in. All right. Now we're going to add smoked paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. All right, so before we do that, I'm gonna put the rice in. All right, so rice is in. We're gonna turn that down because we don't want it to start burning or anything like that, right? We're gonna get the water ready to put into the pot. Not too much water either. All right, so we'll put that there. Now let's add our seasoning. So smoked paprika, we're doing about a teaspoon. All right.
Somebody else was on the menu.
We're making a dirty rice. We're putting about 2 teaspoons, let's say 3 teaspoons of onion powder and 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. All right. Boom. Okay, that's in. And then we're gonna hit it with some New Orleans seasoning, all right? Coming soon to a TikTok shop near you, all right? Stay tuned. This is my special blend, okay? So we're gonna season this up. All right. And then we're gonna hit it with the coconut milk. Put half of the coconut milk in now. Right, and the other bit we're gonna add towards the end. Okay, so we're gonna give this a stir so we can get that seasoning all around. So this way, once this starts cooking, the flavor is penetrating all around. Right, now we can add our water and we can crank the fire up on this. All right, give this a little stir. I just need to add a little bit more water. And very important when you're doing rice, your water ratio. All right, you want to make sure that the ratio is right on the money. So it's like a 2-to-1 situation, okay? So be very careful when you're making your rice. All right, basically, I do about this much right here above the rice. Okay, that's always a good gauge. All right, let's stir this. Okay, that'll be perfect. Now let's check for seasoning. We're gonna add our liquid smoke. All right, let me twist so you can see what's going on there. What's up, Bridget? Okay, so we're adding our liquid smoke in. Boom. Give that nice flavor. All right, some vegan oyster sauce. Not too much. About 2 tablespoons. Give this a stir. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Let's see. Let's add our, I have Maggi cubes in here. All right. Okay. Give that another stir. All right. Very important to season up your liquid all the way right now. So this way you don't want to have to season it up after the rice is cooked. Okay? So please make sure that you season your liquid before the rice starts boiling. All right, so I'm going to add my black pepper. Thank you, Emma. It's a great idea. All right. Okay, black pepper is in. Now let's give this another stir and then we're going to taste. Yes.
Somebody asked the name of the liquid smoke that you use.
Oh, yeah, no worries. It's Wright's. Wright's liquid smoke. Yes, kitty. All right. We're going to give this a stir and then let's taste it. All right. You can't accomplish dirty rice if the water doesn't look muddy. You know what I mean? Hence the word dirty rice. Immediately you get the smoky, then you get the coconut milk, right? Then you get the savoriness of the oyster sauce. So, I love that flavor profile right there. Like, that's just money. So I'm gonna add the rest. I have one more Maggi cube we're gonna add to this, and then this is gonna be delicious. Woo! The coconut milk gives it this nice, fatty, natural taste to it. That's just beautiful, you know? Okay, so that's done. all that's in. We're gonna go with a pinch more of the New Orleans. Okay, I think we're in a good place. We're about to boil. Now I'm gonna tell you the secret to making really good rice. All right, let's give this a stir. Beautiful. Alrighty, so that's ready. We're going to add rosemary. So for other flavor profiles, we're adding this in, right? We have a question. Fresh rosemary is gonna go right on top, right? So we can pull it out when the rice is done.
Tommy Twisted Pretzel said, if you ever come to Chicago, you need to try our hot pretzel bites with beer cheese.
Hot pretzel bite. I like hot pretzels. I love pretzels, actually. Appreciate that, Tommy. Chi-town. All right, so the rice is boiling. Now is for the second part, all right? Very important. So I'm going to take this off of this big eye because it's on the largest eye right now, right? I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to slide this to the back. I'm going to put wax paper on top, slide it to the back. I have that on all the way down to the lowest, and the rice is going to do its thing nice and slow on its own, all right? Very important. You want to make really nice, loose, fluffy rice. Don't boil it until it's fully cooked. You want to bring it to a boil, then you want to turn it down and let it steam, all right? That's the most important thing you can do to make really delicious rice, okay? So there's two other things we're going to do for the rice to make the rice really sing. And that is we're going to char some cauliflower, right? We're going to char some cauliflower right here. And we're going to add some frozen mixed vegetables to it, right? We're going to add those two to the rice and really, make the rice sing, all right? But we don't need to worry about that right now. I say maybe in 15 minutes or so, we can work on that, all right? So while we're waiting for the rice to do its thing, let's get our salad ready. And while you're watching us prep our salad, I wanted to ask you, what is a vegan dish you've wanted to try, but you're either afraid to make it or you're afraid to try it because you don't know how it's gonna taste? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. What's that dish? Get my sprouts for my salad. All right, freshly grown sprouts. See that? Yes. Freshly grown, baby. Freshly grown. Nice and peppery. This is the radishes. These are my radish sprouts. All right. Get the onions for the salad ready. This one's a little chunky. Okay. So any dishes anybody wants to try but needs help figuring out how to make it, this is the time to let me know so I can offer some assistance. All right? What are we making? We are making dirty rice. Yes, we are making dirty rice. All right, so my pan is getting hot. I'll put that to the side. Put away the rest of my meat substitute. Okay, wash my hands. Let's prep this salad. All right, towel. Okay, all right, so we have sprouts, red onions. All right, we're gonna add some cabbages.
what I meant. Maybe. Somebody else asked what you're making.
I'm doing dirty rice tonight. All right, dirty rice with cauliflower, mixed veggies, and a delicious salad. All right. Our dressing tonight is a Dijon Italian dressing.
Kelly says hi from Indiana.
What's up, Kelly? How are you, Indiana? Nice, nice. Cool, cool. Awesome, awesome. Welcome, welcome. So what else? Carrots for our salad, right? So instead of cutting up the carrots, we're gonna just peel them, all right?
Someone asked, do you put meat in it?
In my dirty rice, we do. It's a funny question. We do a version of meat that I make in house. All right, it's my plant roast, I call it. Right, so it's homemade seitan that I make myself, but I call it plant roast. Right, so it's it's really delicious, packed with umami, protein, all that good stuff, herbs and spices, just really tasty.
Kitty asked if you make the Dijon mustard, the dressing yourself.
Yes, most definitely. I know it looks like a cool container, like store bought, but we made this ourselves. Super delicious, super easy. It's really nice Dijon mustard and my Italian spices, a mix that I sell, that I make right here, called Tuscany. So it's like lots of herbs, right? So basically it's like an Italian seasoning, right? So a bunch of that, Dijon mustard, extra virgin olive oil. What else did I put in there? I'm drawing a blank. Some liquid smoke, salt and pepper, and balsamic vinegar, right? Balsamic vinegar. That's what gives it that rich color. And it's really delicious, and some lemon juice. So it's really nice and fresh, like it pops, right? So it's really great for, obviously salads, because that's what I made it for. But yeah, we make it in house. We always make our dressings. Caesar, you name it. All kinds of dressings. French, Italian dressings. We make Caesar dressing, all of it. We have fun. All right. So this is in here. Now let's get the greens for the salad, right? I have them soaking in ice cold water. All right. This makes the lettuce perk up really nicely. Perfect. All right. Let's give that a spin. Let's get our cucumbers. And check out these cucumbers. I got them from the farmer's market, right? Hence the shape and the size of them. But these we got directly from the farmer's market. So beautiful. All right. Thanks, Kitty. Okay. So we're gonna chop this up really quick. Nothing fancy. Right into our bowl. Last but not least, okay, these are small, so we don't need to cut them.
Kitty asked where can I buy your spices?
Ah, great question, Kitty. Emma, you wanna
I'll handle it.
type it up? Yeah, we have tons of spices available. We have cookbooks available. We have aprons. But thank you, Kitty, for asking that question. You can find everything on Knife and Spoon. But we can, on Knife and Spoon. Knife and Spoon. Our TikTok shop is gonna have all of these really soon. But in the meantime, this is also where you can get them until we have them available on TikTok. Well, what is the site? You just
So we
gotta put.
because they were still pocket. Because they know what else commenting.
Yep. So it's you got it, and you just have to put and then period COM. You got it. Yes. Okay. Now for our cucumbers, TikTok doesn't really let you tell people to go outside of TikTok world. So, but if you send me a message, I can also just direct you exactly where to go. A little easier. All right. Let me know if that makes sense. Alrighty. So let's get these cucumbers cut. And because these are from the farmer's market, we don't have to worry about any wax on the skin, none of that nasty stuff. And it's so good. Like it just tastes so different. Like it's clean. It's sweet. Just amazing. All right, let's look at our rice. Okay, the liquid is bubbling up real nice, but it's almost evaporated. So at this stage, we're going to add our remaining coconut milk. All right. Oh yeah, Pinky. Beautiful. All right. That's in. Put the lid back on. Actually, we're going to give this a stir. Yep, give that a stir. Because we're almost there. All right, so now we can get our mixed veggies and cauliflower ready. All right.
Mary said yes. Farmers market veggies are so very good.
Yes, they're the best. They are the best. I love them. There's nothing like it. I agree with you. There is nothing like it. So good. Do we have anyone here from Brooklyn? What did Kitty say?
It says, presently I do not have coconut milk. Can I use almond milk?
Yes, you can. You can. The reason I'm using the coconut milk is for the flavor. So, almond milk is fine. It will give you some kind of creaminess, but it's just not going to give you that coconut flavor. You know what I mean?
Cindy says hello from GA.
What's up? Georgia in the house. That's where we at. I asked if there's anyone in Brooklyn because I'll be in Brooklyn in 2 weeks for the Veg Festival. Right? So if you're in Philly or Brooklyn or Queens or New York, there's a vegan Veg Festival happening. Obviously, it's Veg Festival because it's vegan. But yeah, there's a festival happening, and I'll be there doing a demo, right? Selling my cookbooks and my spices and all of that. So if you're around, you should come by.
Any trivia today?
You come up with one.
Oh, okay. Let me think. Give me a sec.
What's the best way to... Oh, no, let me rephrase that. Name 2 ways to add smoky flavor to your food.
That's a good one.
Who can come up with that? Oh, someone said something.
Kitty said I do have coconut cream. Is that better?
Oh, yes.
Actually, we have coconut cream too.
Yes, coconut cream. Yeah, 100%. Use the coconut cream, Kitty. Oh, yeah, for sure. Now we're talking. You can't go wrong with that.
Someone said charcoal and lighter fluid.
What else? Charcoal, lighter fluid, yes. Light a fire, create some smoke. But how do you add it into food in your kitchen?
Someone said little dirt. Perry Ward.
Nope, he's not here. But I hear you. All right, let's char some cauliflower.
Someone said liquid smoke.
Yes, liquid smoke.
Smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika. Yes, now we're talking. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Somebody said injections.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's people that do meat, but we're not doing any meat here, so we're not injecting anything.
Somebody said liquid smoke or amino acid.
Yes. Amino acid, not so much, but definitely liquid smoke and smoked paprika. And then if you want to take it a step further, there is chipotle, right? Because chipotle is smoked, right? So it has a naturally smoky flavor to it. Granted that it's going to give some heat as well, but not tremendous amount. But you can definitely create some smokiness from chipotle, right? And I would use the whole chipotle versus the powder, because with the powder, it seeds and, you know, everything grind up together. But with the whole chipotle, at least you can control how spicy your dish gets, because you can take it out at any time. All right, so definitely great job, guys. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. You know what I'm saying?
Someone said smoked is best.
Yes. Smoke is definitely amazing flavor profiles. So, really hot pan. It's starting to smoke just a little bit. Yep. Appreciate the hearts, people. Appreciate the hearts.
Somebody said oven roasted peppers.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. And you could even take it a step further and grill the peppers to give it that smoky flavor, right? Okay, cauliflower is down. All right, we want a nice char on these. We don't want to overcook them, because we're gonna fold it into the rice. All right, we're gonna season it a little bit with some New Orleans seasoning. Okay, and we're gonna let it do its thing. All right, so we have our greens, right? We have onions in here, carrots, peppers, cabbage, radish sprouts, okay? So the only thing left to add to this is the tomatoes and the cucumbers. All right, we're gonna give this a nice gentle mix. Look how pretty that looks. All right, see that? Because we peel the carrots instead of cutting them, and then the cabbage is the same length, the peppers are the same length, the onions are the same length. So this just makes this salad look even prettier, right? You see that?
I have a trivia question. Let's come up with one.
What's the trivia question, ma'am?
Is it better to put all the ingredients of your dressing onto the salad, or pre-make it then put it on the salad? Not a good one?
It's a good one. So is it better to, as you're making the dressing, just add everything to the salad, or put it in a container separate?
And then add it.
And then add it.
That's what
I like that question. That salad looks delicious. Appreciate that, Christine. It does look nice, right? Like, look at that. It's like something you get from the store, one of those store-bought, bags, pre-made salads, right? Okay, I can smell this, so it's definitely charring. Yep. See the char, right? So we're gonna let this go just a little bit more. But since we have initial charring, what we're gonna do now is add our mixed veggies. We're gonna add our mixed veggies, and then we're gonna drizzle just a tiny bit of oil on here. Hit it with some fresh cracked black pepper.
Christine said, but yours looks fresher than the store-bought one.
Huh?
Christine said, but yours looks fresher than the store.
Ah, Christine, you're too kind. But you're right. Yeah. I love it. Thank you. Okay, let me get a little bit of butter for my veggies. Okay, I think we're in a good place. Give this a toss. What we're gonna do, we're gonna turn the fire down. All right. So we want this just to melt the butter, get all that flavor in there, and we're gonna turn this off. Because frozen veggies don't need to be hammered, they don't need to be cooked super long, right? And the residual heat from the saute pan is gonna finish off the veggies. All right, so I don't even know why that's happening. Yay! All right, so we have dill, all right, for our delicious salad, and then we have cilantro for our rice. All right, so all my herbs, my greens, I always keep them in ice cold water. This livens them up, perks them up, makes them really nice, and also it's great for washing. All right. So let's do the dill first, so we can just add that into the salad, right? And herbs in your salad is amazing. Okay,
Excuse me.
dill right in. Smells so good. Fresh dill, always a winner. All right, and then let's get this ready. All right. I'm gonna leave this here. Now let's get this. Let's see how our veggies are doing. Looks good. Turn this off because it is so loud. All right. Rice should be just about where we need it to be. All right. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're finishing up this dish. All right. So put this right here. And now, let's see. Okay. Yep, rice is done. Let's get rid of the rosemary. sprig. All right, because we don't want to bite into that. We can get rid of these gigantic bay leaves as well. Got one more right here. And then now we can add our delicious veggies because the rice is done.
Vicky Anderson said, "Good evening, everyone."
What's up? How you doing? So, you see, we did the rice, we seasoned it, it was ready to go. We cooked it to the point where it's done, and we did the veggies separately, right? If we were to do everything in one pot, the cauliflower would be overcooked, the mixed veggies would be overcooked, and we don't want that. We want to keep the integrity of everything that we're using, right? That's the whole point of doing whole food plant-based deliciously, right? You still want to keep the nutrients, you still want to keep the nutritional value of everything. So you don't want to hammer the food, right? So the goal is to cook certain things in stages. This way you end up with something really beautiful. So let me bring this closer to you so you can see what the rice looks like, because it looks super delicious. All right. What's up, Kiki? How you doing? Okay. Hot? Yes. Okay. Check it out. So here is our rice, right? With the mixed veggies inside. Look at that. All right. See that? Beautiful. All right. So now, bless you. Now we can add in our fresh herbs. This is what I spoke about earlier. You would never add in your cilantro. You shouldn't add in your cilantro in the beginning because that just kills it, right? And you don't really get to taste it. But this way, you're going to taste everything, right? Like it's going to be delicious. It's going to be fresh. All the flavors are going to pop. It's going to just work beautifully. So knowing when to add your herbs and your veggies is super, super important. So we're just mixing this up, right? So we can get that cilantro folded in really nicely with all of the veggies, right? Look at that. Beautiful. So rice is done. Packed with tons of flavor, right? Check that out. Appreciate that, Vicky. Yeah. So we're done. I'll put the lid back on that. Turn my fire off, get rid of my wax paper, finish our salad, right? Because we're done. So tomatoes in, beautiful tomatoes from the farmer's market too, all right? Get some gloves on here real quick so we can mix this salad.
Akira says, "Greetings, everyone. Nice new hair."
Akira! Nice new hair, appreciate that. Haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome back, plant lady. Thank you, thank you. What did you season the rice with? Let me tell you, Vicky, let me tell you a lot of things. All right, we seasoned it with Maggi, right? Bouillon cubes. We seasoned it with liquid smoke. We seasoned it with vegan oyster sauce. We seasoned it with my New Orleans seasoning. That's going to be available in the TikTok shop real soon. All right. We also added coconut milk and tomato sauce. All right. So that's what we seasoned it up with. Yeah, Akira, I was wondering where you at, but it's all right. You're here today. It's all good. We're 5:30, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sounds so yummy. Appreciate that, Akira. Yeah, it's pretty tasty. The coconut milk and the tomato sauce, money. It's so good. All right. So that's what we did today. And then of course a nice side salad. You know, salad has cabbage, carrots, onions, radish sprouts, lettuce, and a Italian Dijon dressing, creamy Dijon.
Akira said, "So 2:30 PST."
Yes. Let's see what this tastes like.
Somebody sent a heart, by the way.
When the salad tastes good, whew, you know it's a wrap. Just a little bit more dressing. All right, I think that's good. All right, put the lid back on that. and then gently massaging the salad, right? We don't want to squeeze out the juice out of these delicious, juicy farmers market tomatoes, and we don't want to bruise the lettuce either, right? Very important. Very, very important. Okay.
Miss Fluffy said, what can you substitute with instead of coconut milk if you're allergic to coconut?
Oh man, you're allergic to coconuts? Okay. Sorry about that. So substituting, you can go with any other plant-based milk. I would do almond or cashew, right? That would be really delicious. Because coconut milk has that distinct flavor. So, there really isn't anything that tastes similar to coconut. But in terms of that natural fattiness that coconut gives, then I would say almond or cashew milk would be the next best situation. Cool?
Akira said, "Oh, and your amazing assistant is on duty." She said, Akira said, "Oh, and your amazing assistant is on duty."
Most definitely. Appreciate that. All right. So dinner's done. Time to plate up the salad. All right. Akira watched the live 100 minutes. Of course, my peeps, Columbus, Ohio. What's up, kitty? Okay. Let's plate up these salads. Let's get this dinner finito. Gonna myrtleize that rice. Woo! Ooh, doggy. All right. Ems, here is your salad.
I know you tried to filter it out as much as possible, so thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah. Here you are. Thank you. All right. Emma doesn't like cucumbers, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why I always kind of put the cucumbers on the side. You know what I mean? But we're slowly trying to convince her to, step over to the cucumber side.
I eat every other vegetable.
Every other vegetable. Vegetables. All right, mommy's back so we can serve everybody. Mama Bear is back. Okay, that's for Elia. This is for Ed.
Okay.
Got it? All right. Maybe we have a little bit extra here. All right. Look at that beautiful mix salad. Like the dill comes out. You know what I mean? Whoops.
What happened?
The cucumber was trying to escape, but I got him. All right. Fresh tomatoes. I mean, you can't go wrong with a salad like this, Where are you originally from? St. Lucia. I am originally from St. Lucia, the Caribbean. I am an island boy. Yes, I am. You don't know. Do you hear my accent? Certain words I say are pronounced differently.
I only realized it after other people started realizing. It's like, oh wait, he does have an accent.
Oh yeah? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's plate up the entree. What's it? The entree. Yes, that's what we're doing. We're doing the entree.
The entree
Pied de resistance.
is the one that you eat after the appetizer?
It's the pied de resistance. Alright.
So it's appetizer then entree.
Appetizer, entree, the main course, all of the above. Good evening, everyone. Humble girl, what's up? You're just in time. We just plated up a delicious salad, right? In this salad, we have cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, carrots, onions, broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, cabbage, and we used our house-made delicious Italian Dijon dressing, all right? But you have to say Dijon. All right, so that's our salads for tonight. And then we're about to plate up the entree, all right? The main course. And this is one delicious one pot situation. It's kind of, well, two pots because, I charred the cauliflower and the veggies separately and then we just folded it in, right? But this is, whoo! Let me show you. Let me show you. I'm learning a lot from the island, especially nutmeg. Yes, nutmeg is the business. Love nutmeg. We have fresh nutmeg. We have whole, delicious nutmeg right here.
The ones with the shells on it.
Right? And we have them with the shell. We have it with the mace on it.
That's what it's called, a mace?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
cool.
Yes, Pinky. All right. You're a bull.
That's not mine. I'm messing with you.
You know what? Stop playing games over here. That is a pot of love. Yes, Akira. Thanks, Christine. Appreciate that, Joy. Yes. Woo! Delicious. Scrumdiddlyocious. Oh, baby. Look at that. All right. There you are, ma'am. Your food is served. Please call your siblings.
Thanks, sir.
You're so welcome, ma'am. All right. Delicious, nutritious, and oh so yummy in my tummy. And it just smells so good. The coconut milk, right? It's just like mixed veggies, all that good stuff in there. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. All right. Please take your siblings' food to the table. All right, people. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for rocking and rolling with us. Thanks for hanging out, enjoying the live. I hope you enjoyed the live, right? I hope you were able to see something different and new. Today's Wednesday, so it's the end of the week for me. But yeah, we're gonna see you next week. All right. Hi, plant lady. Dang, I missed it. My bad. But hey, listen, I always upload my lives, so there's always a place to go and see. All right. Thank you. See you soon. Yes, Akira, we'll definitely see you soon. Christine, ciao. Ciao, everybody. Catch you later. All right. Peace and love. Remember to be kind to yourself. And if you have any questions about making plant-based food, you know where to find me. All right. And check out the community while you're at it. All right. That's where all my secret, top secret recipes are. All right. Check out the link in my bio, ladies and gentlemen, once this live is over. Peace and love. Emma, sign us out. Until next time, people. See you next week.